Okay, hello, guys. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. My name is David. Uh, as some people who have viewed my channel might know that I'm David. I'm also try to upload this on Instagram. I was going to upload another video about me ranting about something, but I decided to scrap that. But today I'm not gonna do any fancy edits. This is gonna be raw footage. I might try to add music in the background. I don't know, but this is gonna be raw footage. I want to review this Apple MacBook Pro that I have on my desk that I'm gonna show in a second. Before I tell you, it is a late 2011 17-inch MacBook Pro. It has an Intel Core i7, and I believe it's a 26. Hold up, give me 1 second. Sorry, I had to turn on Do Not Disturb on my phone for a second. I was getting notifications. Where was I? I believe it's either I think it's a 2670QM or a 2760QM. It's one. I think it's actually 2670QM. I'll show it when I load into the computer. It has 16 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM at 1,333 megahertz. It has Intel HD 3000 graphics with 512 megabytes of VRAM, and it has a dedicated GPU, an AMD Radeon HD or ATI 60. Wait, no, an AMD Radeon or AMD ATI HD 6770M with 1024 megabytes of VRAM, which equals to 1 GB, 1 gigabyte of VRAM, and it has a 1920 by 1200p display, which is above 1080p, and I believe it's right in between 1440. It's like right under 1440p. It's a good machine still in 2026, I believe. The computer is 15, I believe, going on 16. If it hasn't already hit 16 years old yet. It came out in 2011, as I already said. Let me turn my camera on. My quality might change. The desk is a little mess. Yeah, some of My Hero Academia fan. The other PC, that's my gaming PC. That right there, it's my gaming PC. It's my gaming router. I got that to fix ping and packet loss. More specifically, packet loss, and that's my actual router. I have it sitting on top of a shoebox. And then there's my other router that I use for extended range and other stuff. Okay, I'm gonna try to also keep swearing to a minimum in this video. Cause I'm not ranting. I'm trying to keep this professional and educated as possible. Okay, so I'm gonna move this anime figure, even though it's already been in the video. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm not embarrassed by that, but I don't want my video to get obviously I'm gonna, because I think it obviously was in the video for a split second. I'm going to, and because of the wallpaper, given who Midnight is, or known as Kiyama Nomori, I'm gonna have to make it 18 plus. But anyway, it's a pretty big laptop. Okay, let me give you guys a sense of scale. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna do a little pause/cut again. Okay, this is the MacBook Pro. All right, and this is my DSi sitting right here. Hold up. This is the DSi. Okay. And this is next to the MacBook. This MacBook is massive, okay? It's big. It's pretty big. Alright. Now, give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab something else. Now, this is my 2017 Apple MacBook Pro 13-inch sitting inside the keyboard. Alright. Now, it's 13-inch. That's the keyboard. About around the same size. Probably I think this MacBook has like maybe a centimeter to an inch on it. Okay, give me 1 second. This time I'm gonna grab this. My GTX 980, which I am saving at the moment. Again, that's a pretty big GPU, in my opinion. It's the biggest GPU I own, but that is it sitting on top of my MacBook. Alright, so my setup right now, it had an SSD, a 480 gigabyte SATA SSD, okay. And I realized I didn't need it because macOS is pretty optimized, and the load times for macOS, oh my god, I'm stuttering out. I'm having a brain fart. Oh my god. So between anything under macOS 10.7.5 Lion to 10.13, you can get away with a hard drive. The loading times between a hard drive and an SSD are going to be very minimal, in my opinion, with those. It's not much faster. I mean, it's slightly faster, but you're not going to be playing Fortnite. Okay, it's very. I've tried to get Windows on here, and every time it's weird. I still haven't figured out. Because this model shared the same issue as the 15-inch, and I owned a 15-inch, and I got Windows 10 on it. But I haven't. I haven't had a 2011 MacBook since 2023. Okay, it is 2026. It has been about 3 years, actually, literally 3 years since I had a 2011. But I have oh my god, stuttering over here. I have a pretty clear upgrade from the 2011 15-inch that I had, which I sold. Long story. I'm not gonna get into that. I sold it for a number of reasons, but anyway, so. I'm trying to get Windows 10, but if I can figure out and get Windows 10 and figure this out, I could easily use this to play most of my Steam games like GTA 5. Nothing like crazy, like I'm probably not going to play it at 1200p, I could still play it like probably 720p on low settings. The goal for that would be to get at least 30 FPS. 60 FPS would be great if I could, but 30 FPS would be the goal for here. Stuff like that, I've tried different Linux distros. I tried Ubuntu. Ubuntu was the most success I had, and I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it at all, so I deleted it. Now, about why I got into that, I am running 2 hard drives. I set it to how you have an SSD because I swapped the SSD from here and put in a hard drive. Now, let me show you guys something. This is the SSD. Oh, no, not that one. That's an NVMe. Hold on. This one. This is the SSD I took from it. Okay, I put it in this PC, the Dell that I have. I gained more from that given I am using a GTX 1060 6GB. When I do something, no, that's not the motherboard I have. There is an MSI B350 Tomahawk in there, but I put back the Gigabyte motherboard that I have in there, not the i7 2600 and all other stuff. And I'm going to use the GTX 980 that I have in there once I get a 3770 and all that other stuff. And then what I'll do is I'm going to use that, buy a new case, and I'm going to get a GTX 980 Ti because I want to try the 980 Ti. But anyway, I use my 1060 here, and I have it paired with an Intel Core i7 6700. I've shared this in servers on Discord before, and I've had people give me 6-7 jokes. It's pretty cringe in my opinion. And obviously 16 gigs of DDR3. Now, obviously the hardware in that computer and the Dell with the CPU is more than capable of running DDR4, but unfortunately it's locked to the OEM memory usage. So anyway, I'm going to power this on. I'm going to do a full loop. I'm not going to do any cuts. I'm going to do a power on. I don't know if that was pretty clear, the MacBook sound, the startup sound, but these are really nice speakers, very large speaker grills. I've had this blasting, the speakers are very loud, and it's very nice for a 15-year-old computer going on 16. It is generally a really nice piece of machinery. Now obviously, like I said, it's slow, so as you can see it's slowly loading, so I'm actually going to do a cut. I'm not going to do all that, but as you see, it's starting to make progress, so it'll probably load any second. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, so not even 30 seconds after, I literally paused the video and did a cut. Literally 30 seconds, not even 30 seconds after I paused it, I took a drink from my Dr. Pepper here. When not even 30 seconds, it loaded. So when I paused it, let me say it this way. If I had that SSD or put an SSD back into this computer, okay, it would have already loaded. I would not have done that. So there's maybe a 30-second difference or so, give or take. So I showed me turning it on, and then I paused it for 30 seconds. I paused the recording for 30 seconds, and not even 30 seconds it loaded. So there's not the difference is nothing crazy. So as you can see on this computer, people usually say to cover the serial number. This computer's 15 years old. What's anybody gonna do with the serial number? Anyway, I'm running 10.16 or 10.13.6, right? And then, like I said, 1200p. I got 2 drives. There's a partition. Now this one, I'm going to get into that in a sec. And then I'm going to use that for something else. And then that is just empty storage. Both slots are used. So as you can see, for those who know, this is the stock macOS Lion wallpaper. Now, the reason why now, as you can pretty much already gather, I have a macOS Lion installed. This is the stuff. So I took the wallpaper. I went to the files and I went to desktop pictures and I got all the wallpapers from macOS that come with macOS X Lion. And I took the stock wallpaper that loads up when you load it, and it's the Andromeda Galaxy. I think it's a pretty nice little wallpaper. Now, before I get into the main part, let me boot into macOS X Lion. Now, to make this easier, I'm gonna show you guys a little trick. So the thing I like about this, right? You go to Startup Disk, and you could select, right? You could select what you want. Hold on. You can select what you want to start up. And if you just want, so let's say I want to put it to this High Sierra disk and I want to run Minecraft, or I'm going to download Roblox, or I want to play some Roblox, I can just swap, right? But ready, I want to go to here and then I'm going to restart and I'm going to set the target disk to 10.7.5. I'm actually going to show the full boot just to show you guys. I would do a cut. I'm trying to make this short as possible, but you know, there's some things I got to show. So obviously right here, there should be a spinny thing, I think, or something. Or it'll just be a black screen with a cursor. I don't know. I'm going to pause this for a sec. Okay, so I paused it for like almost 30 seconds about. It's being really weird. It's not doing anything. I've never seen this before. Just bear with me here. I'm going to do a pause. I'm going to turn on my fans. It's getting pretty warm in here. Give me 1 sec. Okay, so I had to force it off. That was really weird. I'm pretty sure when I boot back into the High Sierra disk, or I boot into the Lion partition, or no, the Lion partition is the main partition, and then the High Sierra partition that I was on, that's the secondary partition. But I'm loading in. I don't know if I'll load back into High Sierra, but if whatever loads in, it might give me an error saying computer shut off due to an error. I don't know. That should be Lion though. I should be booting into Lion now. Yeah, so this is what it was supposed to do. So yeah, the thing I did, it's set to here, so right there. So this right here, this is why I like Lion. I also grew up with Lion. I am 23. When I was, I think I was 9 years old in 2011. So I think I was in first or second grade. I remember when my school that I went to, they had the Apple computers. But hold on. Like the old sounds. Like that's just some pretty nice nostalgia. You know, this is a really nice machine, you know, to get nostalgia, you know, and like if you have a good setup, you know, you could run multiple operating systems. So here, this is the old look, you know, and then you go to more info and it'll show your specs, right? Now, it doesn't fully show like the GPU, like the dedicated GPU. The dedicated GPU only shows when you are, you know, when you're in a thing again. It always shows when you're like doing something that requires the GPU to be used. So like if you're, hold up, I'm gonna want that again. Set that. It's gonna be typing my password. When you I don't even know what I was saying. You know, that's whatever. Forget it. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna try to restart it back in SER because that's the one I'm gonna use. And I'm gonna show you guys some Minecraft gameplay. I'm gonna show some settings and see how this works. So let's hope it actually restarts this time. I'm gonna pause it again real quick. Okay, there we go. I did something. The cursor. Okay, it actually worked. Not even like 5 seconds after. So I actually get to show you guys how that works. So if I'm running multiple operating systems, you know, and the operating system I want to use, if I want to set it to that, I could just go to settings and go to startup disk, and I could set the startup disk to what I want, and it'll always boot to that disk every time. You know, another way I could do is go to options, but sometimes maybe I want to use Mac OS X Line. Maybe I want to run Discord. I got a thing called Discord Lite. Discord Lite allows you to run Discord. Now, I personally don't like it because there's a lot of things that are taken away for it to be able to run on the operating system. Now, Discord, I believe, it used to run on Mac OS Line along with Minecraft. I wanted to run Minecraft, but I'm not going to bother because if an application is not supported anymore, it's very difficult to get it on said platform. So this is loading. I'm going to show the full load duration. So, yeah. See, like I said, show the whole thing, there's not much of a difference between an SSD. Like, if it was an SSD, it would have loaded like 30 seconds ago. It would have loaded like 30 fucking seconds ago. There's one curse. It doesn't really matter. I don't care if I swear, but I kind of want. There's a thing that people say. A lot of educated people don't swear that much. I want to keep this educated because this is kind of a video where I just want to make it educated. Maybe I'll throw in a few swears like that one was accidental. No, obviously people say, "Oh, you're a grown man." No, dude, I'm trying to keep this professional. There's a fine line between not caring and then keeping it professional. So anyway, now where was I? So I am gonna run Discord. So. How did I... Now, Discord, for those who know Discord, I use Discord. I've been using it for a long time. I don't have the account anymore because I got permit, but Discord, there's a thing called Discord Patcher. Let me load up just to show you guys. So, I was playing Slutter Isle. It's pretty laggy on here. I'm gonna see if I can update the operating system and use OpenCore for download something like Monterey or Ventura to try and run Slutter Isle, because I feel like the outdated browser and outdated stuff is why Slutter Isle lags, because it's I don't know how that stuff works. I gotta research that, but I'm pretty sure it has to do with me being on an outdated browser. Anyway, so for those who would want to download, also I could do some emulation, but I gotta find older versions and specific versions that work. I've emulated Wii on here. It's actually really good. Actually, I would connect my PS4 controller and I would mainly do it wired, and I would settle the mappings. It's really awesome. This computer is a really nice machine to emulate. And that's actually, oh my god, that is why I downloaded newer macOS versions. I gotta re-download Monterey. That's why I did that. Okay. I just messed with the partition because I wanted to try something. So anyway, I typed Discord Patcher, right? Discord Patcher allows you to download Discord on older platforms on the macOS platform. So as you can see, it shows. So restore Discord desktop client functionality on the following unsupported versions of macOS, being 10.9 Mavericks, 10.10 Yosemite, 10.11 El Capitan, macOS 10.12 Sierra, 10.13 High Sierra, 10.14 Mojave, and 10.15 Catalina. I think Catalina was actually recent because I remember Catalina was required at one point. Was the minimum requirement to run Discord on macOS. So you download this, right? I'm just gonna download the file to search. So there's a zip. You download it. I'm gonna save it to my downloads folder. Download is pretty fast because I got good internet. Show and Finder, right? These are all my downloads. I already have it. Okay, wait. I already have it on here. So this is my patch DMG this is the patch Discord DMG file for my operating system. For my operating system. So I run this, right? It'll pull up terminal and it'll give me options. These are the options. So I select the options. So let me just say I want to download. So actually I might download Mavericks. So, and I know if I load Mavericks, I can just load the files from here and then click that. So right, let me do 8. Because I might actually download Mavericks, and I definitely want to download Capitan and stuff with. So click 8, right? It'll download the stuff. It'll basically create the file I need to install it on said operating system. It's pretty quick, not crazy long, for obvious reasons, people say, "Oh, it might be a virus." No, it's not a virus. I've been using it for over a week. It's fine. Most projects on GitHub anyway are legit. So there we go. It's done. So if I want to exit, press 10. There we go. Then quit terminal. This is how you actually fully quit it so that you don't have to, do the thing. And then there we go. There's the new file right there. That's today at 9:39 p.m. So yeah, there's that. And then you saw I had some mods. So let me test these speakers. Give me one second. I'm gonna pull up a video. All right. So this is supposedly a free type beat. I listened to this in 2018. So let me try and play this. So as you could hear, for me it sounds better. My mic quality, my phone's good. I have a Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, but hearing this in person, it sounds so much better. Like my phone camera, my mic, whatever it is, it's not doing it any justice. I have to rewatch this a lot, but it's not doing any justice. So let me just play that again, just give a little longer listen. Alright, so y'all got that right. So the speakers are awesome. I love it. It's an amazing computer. So it's an amazing computer. Oh my god, what am I doing? Okay, anyway. Let's try to run Minecraft. So I have my Minecraft settings set. I have my Minecraft settings set. So I have a Minecraft settings set to get highest FPS because I was testing some stuff. But anyway, we're gonna be running Forge. We're gonna be running Forge. This is the easiest way, by the way, to load up mods. To load up your mods folder, just click the folder icon, and you're already in the Minecraft folder. There was an old way people used to do it, where you like typed in like a directory, but you know it's so much easier. So like I had some Crazy Craft stuff, or a Crazy Craft mod pack, and I had some other ones, but these are all my mods. Yes, this computer can run Minecraft with all those mods. I've even ran Minecraft with shaders, believe it or not. I'm not gonna test out this video, probably. But you know, I've ran Minecraft with shaders. The FPS wasn't crazy, whether it was on the FPS barely changed between 1200p and 800p. It barely changed. There's I don't know, maybe some sort of bottleneck going on. I don't know, but you know, Minecraft runs pretty well. Now, actually, let me do something. I'm gonna turn off the lights just so we can kind of see. Because this MacBook, I love using this. Before I go to bed in the dark, I love using it. So hold up, Minecraft's loading. But let me pause this really quick. Just turn off the light just to see, just to show you guys. Hold on. All right. So there's lighting in the background because my monitor. Let me turn this off. So in the dark, right? Obviously, there's the lighting from Minecraft. Let me turn off the brightness for the display. Turn it down. So right now it's dark, right? See how bright that keyboard is? That's why I love the keyboards. Oh, and the fans are gone. But see, this is a nice computer. I can see what I'm typing. It even highlights the letters, you know. And this is like way better than the butterfly keyboards. Now, I have used a 2017 13-inch MacBook Pro since 2024. It's 2026. It is now officially 2 years. Okay, this keyboard is such a nice upgrade from the old keyboard. And the thing is, I've downgraded a model, but ironically, the CPU in this computer is faster. Now, hold on, let me just turn the display back on. So let's just say I'm affected by light. So I have the brightness low. Now, for me, it looks darker, but my camera's doing like me a little brighter. So I have it in low light, but obviously I'm gonna up the brightness so I can see better. So right there, like, if I wanted to play Minecraft in the dark, like, this is like a really good machine. But anyway, let me turn the brightness back up. And let me turn my light back on. Okay. So, as you can see,
Let's have some fun.
so that, we ain't gonna talk about that. That is that's a part of the ore spawn mod. I didn't get that because because of what you guys might think, those who might see, but this is more specifically. So she will basically fight for you. So if I give her a sword, like a big sword, like the Big Bertha or something, like, you know, she could fight for me, like just like a dog. Like, she's obviously not a pet, but like, yeah. Let me just turn the volume down because, yeah. Okay, so as you guys can see, this is on 1200p, by the way. I'm getting over 100 FPS. Let me try and go out. It's very hard to do this with the camera, and I don't know how to place it. So, stuff around 84. Hold on. So, realistically, I could very easily play this. Hold on, let me see if I can put this somewhere. Hold on. Alright, so I have this rested down. I'm going to try to move this over. Hold up. I have it resting on my other MacBook. Okay. The desk is a little bit of a mess. Okay. So this is very sloppy. You know. Okay. So I'm gonna turn the lights off for this, just so there's no background, so you guys can't really see. And like it will be easier to play. Okay, so just so you guys can get the experience right with the keyboard and everything. So right now, I'm gonna go around. All right, this is one of the part of the mods. There's like a whole, like a village is like a whole kingdom. So right here, I have this on 8 render distance, right? Low settings. So I'm gonna up the settings because that's what I wanted to do. I'm gonna up it to 32 extreme, and also these are useful settings. These set defensive conservative avoids visual artifacts faster. The option is available at the supported button. Okay, so maybe this won't work. I've already tried it, but I'm just gonna set it to fast because what it does, only visible geometry is rendered fastest. So, and then multi-core. Minecraft usually uses a single core, so multi-core, stable FPS 3 times faster, world loading smooth. So basically, it also uses a second CPU core. I have a 4-core CPU, 8 threads. Minecraft usually it uses 1 core, so that ups it from 1 core to 2 core, which would improve performance, basically. So I'm just gonna up the settings as high as I can go. The goal is to get 60 FPS, and I want y'all to know I'm on battery. I'm not even using also. I just got RAM sitting around on my desk, so yeah, I'm just gonna flex that away. It's DDR4, but DDR4 is actually viable after the RAM shortage, so I'm gonna turn that off. I don't like that. Natural textures. Dynamic lights is actually really good. So like when I use torches in the dark, they'll glow and I don't have to place them. It's so handy. Okay, so that's set. I'm gonna turn off fog because I don't like fog. I actually like being able to see stuff. So I'm gonna set to fancy. Alright, and then now let me go to. Oh, I forgot to download the shaders core to use. Okay, that's fine. Then I guess I can just turn. Oh wait, I have to restart for that. Okay, I'm not even gonna use anti-aliasing. And like I said, I have the resolution 1920 by 1200. Let me just make sure. And this is with Discord in the background, Google Chrome open. But just to maximize my FPS, I'm going to close Google Chrome, but I'm going to leave Discord open because some people like having Discord open while they're playing games. So I'm just going to leave that. Smooth lighting is useful. I've never used complex smooth lighting. So basically it basically makes like every stuff around you look smoother, essentially. Okay, and then particles. Okay, everything's on. So now when I load back, it's going to freeze up and render stuff. But it usually quickly renders stuff. Give it a sec. This is also on battery, by the way. I'm not using my adapter. I think on the adapter, the performance usually like improves. So obviously you can see I'm still getting 90 to 85 FPS, but stuff is rendering in, so FPS will probably drop. Okay, it's still recording. Some stutters, but overall it's fine. So let me just, while that's doing that, I'm gonna turn the sounds back on, and I'm gonna turn off that and that. Let me turn the Minecraft music on. Okay, so as you can see, the speakers, oh god, very nice, I love them. So as you can see, I have it on 32 render distance, and I'm still getting well over 60 FPS. Now my MacBook's refresh rate is or not well over. It's 60 hertz. So really, I don't even need to do that. So right there, it's dipping into the 50s, but that's when loading in new chunks. But it's not like it's dipping into the 30s or anything. Now sometimes it does dip into the 30s. Now, like if I'm fighting like intense boss fights, actually I'm gonna test that next. Make a new world. So yeah, running around. Okay, distance. Okay, there were some pretty bad lows, but that's normal. But it quickly stabilizes, and there's other settings that I can use to do it. Let me performance. So what I could probably do is load far. Let me try loading. Actually, I'm gonna keep that off. Okay, I'm gonna turn that off. Oh yeah, fast math and fast renderer helps. Dynamic updates, turn that off. That'll help. That'll actually improve more while stuff is standing still. It actually really helps to read this stuff. All right, let's load that back. All right, just give it a sec. Okay, so yeah, so like I said, while stuff's loading, it's what do you expect, right? But I'm playing, but we gotta remember, this computer is 15 years old. For one, I'm playing on battery. I'm playing on a graphics card with 1 GB of VRAM. I have the RAM allocations at the 16 gigs. I'm playing on 32 render distance scale on 1920 by 1200p. Okay, just try to understand that. Try to understand that. This computer is pushing over 60 for the most part, and maintaining like a high 30s, but like with some stutters. Now, obviously, there are some fixes. But let me try one more thing just to see. So let me set it to smooth FPS. It's smooth world. Let's try that. Oh, it froze up a little bit. Gotta give it a sec. Hold on, I'm gonna pause this real quick. Alright, so I had to force close the game because it crashed. But that's fine. This is pretty rare. I am recording in the dark, but I have to do it because I want to just show you guys like with the keyboard, but also I don't want to show the background and I have the angle and also what's it called, the reflection. Let me just turn on the light just to get you guys to understand. Actually, maybe the reflection's fixed. Let me see. Is it fixed? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna leave the lights back on. I'm gonna leave the lights on. I only had the lights off, because of the reflection. There was a reflection going on, but I guess it's gone now. I also had the lights off because I wanted to show the lighting for the keyboard, but lighting's back on, so that's fine. That's fine. I had to reload this, just to set everything. But what I'm about to do now is I'm about to cap the frame rate. I'm going to cap it at 60 because really I only need to push 60. Bear in mind, I went from 100 to 68. I was at 100. I was at high battery, but I still have plenty of battery. This MacBook has a really good battery. And it's the same OEM Apple battery. It's not no off-brand or third-party battery. It's the OEM battery. And it's like whoever owned this computer probably like never used it or took really good care of it. Like the original owner. So, that is like really nice. I'm just gonna show everything on battery. Okay, that's not loading. Okay, I'm just gonna show everything on battery. Like just to give you guys a sense of scale. Now, I don't know if I forgot to turn. Let me turn on anisotrophic filtering. Oh, and then VSync. Just slide that right there. So I have Minecraft officially on max settings. Minecraft is officially on max settings, 1200p. Okay, 1200p max settings. Has your frame rate kept at 60 FPS. That answer annoying. So, it's so laggy. Okay, okay, so yeah, I'm not getting a full 60, but I'm getting over 30. So, like this is like honestly better than playing on the Nintendo Switch. Now, obviously, I play a different version, so I'm gonna want to drop some settings because I want to get over 60, and I'm not getting over 60. So I'm gonna drop anisotrophic filtering. I'm gonna drop the map levels, and I'm gonna drop this. I don't buy one, not trying to learn. Okay, so I didn't have it on full max settings. All right, nearest that. Just let that render. That looks so nasty. I hate when it does that. It's like weird. Okay. So now things should be a little bit more playable. Yeah. So but it's still sitting over 40. All right. So I'm just going through this with you guys just to show you like what I usually do. So let me drop smooth FPS. Let me drop load far. There we go. It went up. That's good. So yeah. So basically you guys get the point. Minecraft runs very well on this machine. Let me actually uncap the frame rate again. So yeah, I have it set. So I'm getting high FPS. I'm not really utilizing it, but some people say that's not how that works. But I'm getting 82, but really I'm always seeing 60 frames of that 82. So if I'm getting right now I'm getting 82 or 80, 81 or 78, I'm really only seeing 60 of that. Now, some people say it's slow, and it does feel slower because but when I VSync it, it feels smoother because then it's like, okay, the FPS dropped, hold up, 1 to 30, gotta give it a sec. It's also like probably overheating too, but well, actually I don't want to say it's overheating, because if it was overheating I would not be able to play. But yeah, so I don't know why it does that. I might just have to reload the world, but But yeah, for the most part, Minecraft is very popular. Now, I got like 60 plus mods on here. So now that's Minecraft. So, and I still have plenty of battery. Now, the next thing I want to try to do is see if I can get OBS Studio or some screen recording tool and try to make a Minecraft video, So, like I said, I still got plenty of battery. So, let me load. Which one was it? It was 1.20.6. Yeah, it was this one. I'm going to load up 1.20.6 with the same Minecraft settings, I think it was. Because 1.20... No, wait. It wasn't 1.20.6. Let me try 1.12.11. I think it was 12.11, yeah. Because 1.20.6 isn't supported by Hypixel anymore. So also bear in mind, I had Discord open in the background. Excuse me. So for this time, I'm going to close Discord. So just so understand that I had Discord open. I could have had Chrome open too in the background, and it would have been fine. Now, another thing is, with iTunes, I can download MP3 files. I go to YouTube, convert the music or whatever as a link, as a YouTube URL link, and then I can, convert that to an MP3, and I can, make a music folder, documents, pin it into the file Finder dashboard or whatever, Finder tab or whatever, like the shortcuts, and then I can boot it to or not boot it. I can use, and then I could set it that folder on iTunes. So this feels very smooth, getting over 60. I'm pretty bad at survival games. I'm not as good as I used to. There's nobody here. Servers are good, So yeah. That is Minecraft on here. So, and let me just show the settings again. So the settings probably didn't change. See, look. No, wait, okay, no, the settings on here were different, but I had the biome button. So yeah, that was like pretty smooth, with 16 chunks, on 1.12.11. So and that was like y'all could see that. But anyway, that is Minecraft. So overall, this is a very nice machine, I only paid $110. Well, it was $109.99 on eBay. US dollars, by the way, American dollar bill. Okay. And for the most part, Max Spec MacBook Pros 17 to 2011, they go for like, I've seen them go for like 400 max, like really like best possible condition, high storage, max RAM. I got a good deal for mine. And it was in really good condition. It was so clean on the inside too. But anyway, I think that's going to wrap up that video. This is about 40 minutes. It wasn't just me staring at a camera yapping. I was actually showing some stuff, people usually, screen record. I probably could have screen recorded it, but I haven't tested that yet on this machine, and I don't. And then the performance when screen recording, it'll also use more. It'll add more CPU load, so that might actually like lower the performance, but it would be even more impressive if I would still get playable frame rates in doing so, which I might actually do that next. But anyway, for those who watched, and those who watched and made it to this point of the video, I really appreciate you. I thank you for watching, and I would like you guys that are new, or those who are new who watched or still got to this point, please like and subscribe. And if you have any thoughts, please let me know or comment in the video. And yeah, if you guys want to get a 17-inch MacBook Pro, they have them on eBay. People say eBay's not the best, but I have been using eBay for a very long time. It's a very good e-commerce platform. You just gotta know the right sellers and look at their profiles. So if they have overall positive reviews, little bit of neutral, but like overall more positive than neutral and negative, like you're in the clear. You're good. They are a good seller. They're top rated. They have good reviews. Like for the most part, you're good. You're good. And it's nothing like crazy overpriced. Like if you know how to find deals and you know your stuff, like you can get some pretty nice stuff on eBay for a very good price, and you would probably pay more like anywhere else. But anyway, like I said, thank you guys for watching or watch this video, and please like, comment, subscribe. And if I'm uploading this on Instagram, please like and follow. Thank you. Have a great day, evening, or morning. See y'all later. Bye bye.